Okay, the very first workflow that you need to do as part of your editing is to create a new version in which you will perform your edits and then connect to that version. Okay, so you will be creating and then you will be connecting to the version. So if you actually look at this workflow here and I expand it, there's two steps over here, A and B. And then you will see that as you hover over here on create version, you'll see some help over here down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in each step, then again, you have a few more things over there. And some may or may not have, um, extra steps in there. But basically, you will walk through these, and these prompts here are for, sort of guiding you or helping you. You can do it without Task Assistant too, and your editor guide has all the information on creating the versions, but just for convenience, we'll follow this today. Okay, so how do you create a new version? So you first of all go to this workflow which says create and connect to a new version, and then you press this button here. Okay, what it does is it immediately opens up a dialog box for new version, and the first thing that you need to do is verify the parent version. So it says, okay, it's traffic training, and I'm okay with that being the parent version. Now you have to name your version here. So we usually, when you name this version, you will probably give the name of the project that you're working on, or something like that, or the neighborhood. So you can go by any conventions. So I am going to create something called um, training one. Okay, and then you also can provide a description. Okay, and then you have to set the permission, and this is important to set it to be protected. Okay, and then you can say switch to this version. You have to make sure that all of these checks are done, like you have verified the parent version, you have provided a version name, you have given a description, and then permission must be protected, and you should check on switch to this new version and then click OK. So once you do that, a new version gets created and you will be switching to the new version too. How do we know? In order to see which version you're on, you will go and look at this over here. You see, that's the version that we just created. Your versions are tracked by the owner, so if you created, you'll find your initials, dot, and then your version name there. Now going back here, the next thing that you would do is to start editing. So in order to run any step, you would have to just go and press that first, and then what happens is that the start editing dialog box shows up. In this, you have to make sure that you click the right database. Sometimes you may have more than one database in your MXD. Just make sure that you pick the version that you just created, and you should be good, really. And then you say, okay, so here's your helpful hint over here, which says make sure you choose the right database, and then you say okay, and then you have most likely one more dialog box that might pop up. You just got to wait a second, but it will show all the layers that you're not able to edit. Now just remember, you have permission to edit only a few of the layers that you have, like in traffic right now, the privileges to edit. Remaining all layers, it will show a long list, but these are all for reference, and so all you need to say is continue. Okay, and that is basically how you start editing. As you notice, one thing is that the moment your editing has started, you'll see that this editor box and this one shows up. Okay, so that edit tool becomes active. So this is how you create a new version, connect to it, and then you start editing. Okay, and we'll go through the next videos on how to create new features and so on.